Check out what's coming up next on The Walking Dead.
I haven't given up. And I never will.
Drop it!
There's a storm coming.
You know the strangers we brought here yesterday?
Let me guess. You want to help them.
Hey guys, Kiwi here. In this video, I'll be breaking down and analyzing the brand new extended minute-and-a-half promo trailer for the remaining 3 episodes of the first half of Season 9 of The Walking Dead, episodes 906, 907, and 908. With that being said, major warning of spoilers for everything in the show up to episode 905, and let's jump right into this. Alright, so Season 9 Episode 5 was Rick's last episode on The Walking Dead, and if you want to hear my full reaction to that, check out my previous video. The episode was absolutely insane, and I strangely feel more excited for The Walking Dead than I have in years. So although we're only getting into Episode 6 of the season, it already feels like we just watched a season finale with a premiere already happening next week. When you look at Season 9 in hindsight, they did time skip forward once All Out War ended, but not completely to the new beginning. As far as the timeline goes, it seems as though they only skipped a year and a half after the war to set up Rick's exit off the show, along with foreshadowing how the communities in the new beginning would continue to grow and expand. For those of you who don't know, straight from the comics there's this new group led by a woman named Magna, and they're introduced into the new beginning story arc after the time skip alongside the viewers. We'll get introduced to how the existing characters and communities have grown over the past 6 years as Magna's group meets them for the first time, and we even get a tease of it at the end of episode 905 as well. Although A New Beginning is incredibly remixed from the comics, they're still doing the same outline as the comics now that they've given another time skip after Rick's supposed death 6 years later. And yes, I know that Rick isn't dead, but he is as far as the people on the show are aware. I originally thought that they'd start out the Season 9 premiere with Magna's group introducing the new beginning, but I'm glad that they held it off until now in order to deal with the big elephant in the room that was Rick Grimes leaving The Walking Dead. With all the controversy along with Rick leaving the show stealing the limelight, I was disappointed that the new beginning wasn't getting the justice I felt it deserved at the beginning of Season 9, but in episode 906 it'll get all of that and more. Since episode 906 is technically the start of the new beginning story arc, it means that it perfectly sets up the Whispers to be teased and introduced during the mid-season finale and the mid-season premiere, episodes 908 and 909.
Incoming!
If we went further out, think what we might find. What else might be out there?
I can imagine a teaser 2 of the Whispers in episodes 907 and 908, leaving us on a crazy Whisper cliffhanger, tiding us over until the mid-season premiere. Look out for my mid-season finale predictions in the near future, but whether it's Jesus getting jumped by Whispers or if it's Eugene and Rosita running away from them, it'll be freaking epic. The reason why I love that the Whispers don't get introduced until halfway through the season is because that's how I originally wanted the pacing of the story to go before we even knew about Rick Grimes leaving the show. I didn't know how they were going to possibly do it, but I was hoping that we'd somehow get the first half of Season 9 as an introduction to the new beginning, along with original story to the TV, maybe consisting of inner conflict between the communities, delaying the Whispers until the mid-season climax. In my eyes, we needed that in order for the show to become successful again because we just had 2 seasons of war, and I wanted to soak up the peacefulness for a while as the communities actually prosper for a long time without getting destroyed by another war again. The show became honestly run down from 2 seasons of All Out War, and having a Whisper War right afterwards would have just caused The Walking Dead to turn into a blurry mess. All Out War was already getting contrived and sloppy near the end of it, and honestly all the way through as well. Whether it's because they struggled with the budget, or if it's also due to the sloppy dialogue, that's another conversation for another time, but I didn't want Season 9 with the Whispers to go down the same route. Just because the story arc is amazing in the comics, and we expect it to be great on the big screen, that doesn't mean it automatically will be. All Out War is literally the best arc in the entire comic book, and look at what happened. And hell, I defended All Out War when most people took a giant shit on it, but even I admit that it was a downward spiral. Now, since it's been like 7.5 years since All Out War, being the 1.5-year time skip originally plus 6 years afterwards, the communities have definitely had enough time to grow and expand, and they're unknowingly ready for some more action.
They're just milling around. You ever see him do this before?
No. Never.
The walkers are evolving.
You'll be safe here. I promise.
In a future video, I'll be giving my predictions on the introduction to the Whispers, along with what to expect from the mid-season finale and premiere, as I also break down the scene where Rosita and Eugene appear to be hiding from them, as that's a famous scene ripped right out of the comics. Anyways, looking at our characters post-time skip, some have changed immensely over the 6-year time jump, while others look pretty much the same. Now there's the characters that changed over the time skip between seasons, like Aaron growing his beard, and then there's the people who changed over the post-Rick time skip, like Carol and her long ass hair. Now I can't help but point out how dangerous it is to have long hair like that in a zombie apocalypse. It's so easy for it to get snagged on things or for zombies to grab and yank on it. So I hate to be a mood kill, but it's kinda starting to bother me how people like Michonne, Ezekiel, and Carol have such long hair, and how it's kinda becoming a trend when someone like Lee taught Clementine to cut her hair and keep it short back during season 1 of Telltale's The Walking Dead. Yes, I know it was impossible for Clem to tell them this, but I'm just making an example. Short hair is common sense, and they should be able to figure that out. I guess they're living in peaceful times now. Carol wants to adapt the King Ezekiel ideals, but still, Ezekiel's hair in the first place is ridiculous. But anyways, Carol's new look is crazy. I'm not too sure if I'll ever get used to it, kind of like when one of your good friends just gets a completely new haircut, but she appears to have become the queen of the kingdom alongside King Ezekiel. As I said, she's kind of incorporating his ideals into her day-to-day life. Give me any and all Carol predictions down below, because I want to do a Carol video discussing what we should expect from her and Ezekiel from the rest of Season 9. And speaking of them, we also see Henry all grown up now that it's been 6 years. A cool little fun fact is that the older version of Henry is played by the older brother of the original Henry actor, who's also the brother of the actor who played Sophia from earlier seasons, who was Carol's original daughter. So both Henry actors and Sophia's actor are all siblings in real life, and they will have all now acted as a child on The Walking Dead with Carol as a parental figure. Now, we've seen Judith and Henry grown up, but I don't think we've seen any glimpses of Herschel Jr., have we? We haven't seen a clip of some kid running around that we don't recognize. Don't forget that with the next episode is potentially Maggie's final episode as well, considering we know it's her final episode this season, and although her exit is open-minded, she may never return to the show, even though she might do a movie or something just like Rick is. So now that Herschel Jr. is 6 to 7 years old, I'm excited to see what he looks like, and the fact that he's actually going to become a character like Judith, but it'll make slightly more sense that Maggie will somehow leave since she no longer has a baby. She does still have a young child, but it's not quite as bad as having a baby.
You stand up for what's right and you fight what's wrong. You taught me that.
Moving on, we see the water tower during the promo trailer, and this is significant because for any of you who know about the certain comic book death that involves the water tower at the beginning of the Whisper War, give me your predictions as to who you think could fill the shoes of this death on the TV show. I feel like it may be Tara, but who knows? They could keep it the same person, I'm not sure, but I'm keeping that vague for people who might not know about comic book spoilers, but I will be talking freely about it in my future video about the subject, so look out for that. With the way that they've remixed character deaths and story arcs around in the past, such as Sasha and Holly, it's completely possible for them to show this comic book death a lot sooner than it happened in the comics. And then we also see Negan a few times in the trailer, but who is he talking to? Is it possible that he's talking to Judith, taking over the Negan and Carl arc from the comics? I'd like to see how Michonne acts to finding out that Judith is talking to Negan, but we'll have to wait and see. Leave any Negan and Judith confrontation predictions in the comments below, and also it appears that Negan has been given a haircut finally, along with a shaved beard, so he's finally being maintained now that he's accepted his fate as being a prisoner for life, just like in the comics. Hopefully we'll see more of Negan evolve throughout season 9 as he eventually sets himself up for the possibility of being somewhat redeemed by season 10. If you want to know more about what to expect of Negan being a prisoner during season 9, check out my video where I discuss Negan in jail. Let me know what you guys think about all the different aspects that we've discussed in the comments below, but that's pretty much it for the video, guys. I'd appreciate a like on the video if you've enjoyed anything I've said today, as it really helps me out more than you can imagine. Feel free to subscribe for more Walking Dead content in the near future, and if you'd like to take that extra step in helping support the channel, consider checking out my Patreon as well. Also follow me on Twitter too if you'd like, link to both of those in the description. I'm fairly active on Twitter even when I'm not posting videos, and I'm always retweeting everything I can involving the Walking Dead universe, such as that recent article of Scott Gimple confirming that it's possible for Maggie to have her own movie if the actor agrees to it. But anyways guys, as always, I thank you all so much for watching, and until next time, I'll talk to you guys later. Peace out.